fires it out, looking for Reed. It's picked off. Josh Metellus with the interception. Viking start for the Packers 20. Cousins throws, caught, touchdown, Addison.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It was obviously tough to watch.
Yeah, I think it is hard. I think everybody, feels that we're not playing at the level we are expected to, and we know we can play at.
I mean, it's never one person, it's never one guy. It's just collectively as a whole, we got to look each other in the eye, and we got to demand better, and we need to get better.
I don't think guys are losing confidence. I think it's just, like I said, where are we going to go from here?
Yeah, it's hard to get into a rhythm offensively.
We pretty much just talked about that we're right there.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running around, she wants to ride, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running.
You know what I have zero interest in doing today, guys? Zero interest in doing today.
Zero interest. Colonoscopy.
Nope, would rather do that.
Okay, rather do colonoscopy.
Rather have my eyeballs tattooed.
DMV trip?
Would rather do that.
What did you say? A DMV?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the
Department of Motor Vehicles?
Yeah.
That's
famously. What? No.
Great pace to people watch.
Yes, true. And
Yes.
you got time.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I got a lot.
The rest of us, though.
Maybe I'll swing by today. It's right by the gas station.
You know what?
I go to.
It'd be more pleasant than watching that Packers game all over again.
Yeah.
I would rather do all of those things than talk about this Green Bay Packers football team right now. Unfortunately, kind of got to do it. Self-inflicted wounds. And maybe, Gabe, that happens when you're just bad.
Yeah, no, that is what happens when you're bad.
Because between the penalties and the drops and just the errors and the mistakes, this is just an embarrassing and frustrating team to watch right now.
It's been a while since they've been truly bad. Like there were some years in there clearly where, like last year, the 8 and 9. It's not good. It's not bad. You're kind of average. You're doing some good things. It's just. Yeah, but that's when it's the same thing every week. Guess what that means?
They stink.
Yeah.
Do they stink?
Bad. PU.
I mean, you were going to do, what do we call when they win? I forgot.
Victory Monday?
Yes, that. He said we were even going to do it if they lost. But there's no way we can do it today.
If Jordan Love threw for 300 yards in the game, we were still going to do Victory Monday.
Right.
Because
but
it's
also,
been so long since they've had a 300
I was going to say, pull behind the curtain. We need to get those reads in. Those poor people who have locked themselves up to Victory Mondays. Exactly. No, you're right. And somebody did weigh in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. I'm going to pull up that screen right now. Dumpy in West Bend. He says, you've hit a franchise low when the dive bar you're at changes their touchdown shot special to first down shots. We're just celebrating damn first downs now. This is insane.
Yeah. There was a point where that would just get you hammered.
First downs?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a chance.
It's
not so much.
You get a light buzz.
I know they talk about a rhythm. I know they talked about how they couldn't get into a rhythm. No kidding. Because between the drops, I know I said this, and the errors and the penalties. And I said this yesterday on Twitter, guys. I am not the gal who sits there and throws a fit, freaks out about penalties typically. I understand that there are going to be plays where somebody moves too quickly or where somebody, interferes. But this team is not good enough to be able to overcome penalties. They can barely overcome existing. So you add the penalties onto it, and it's just a very, very long day at the office. We got a lot of sound here. We've got open lines for you this morning, 800-990-3776. I'm going to be real honest. The sound ain't good either. It's not like they played a crappy game and then went out there and absolutely dominated in the interview portion of the program. It was not good either.
I know exactly what's wrong, and I know how to fix it.
They didn't say that.
They're quitting. There's elements of quitting.
Really?
When you're dropping balls at home where you should be comfortable and everything should be nice.
Are you sure that's quitting or is that just bad?
No, it's quitting. I mean, Aaron Jones drops the ball early in the game.
Yeah.
And then Musgrave comes back. I mean, it was a tough defensive was in as much that. But those are plays at home where you're comfortable and you make and you give your little your little first down signal. That's just no juice. And then Jaire, where's your camp mouth? Where's the mouth we had during camp? Because you looked like crap yesterday. You looked like a guy that didn't want to play. And their best player, maybe the best player on the field, was not playing for Minnesota.
Yes.
Well, but Addison stepped up, right? I mean, that.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison's, he's a good player.
A rookie stepped up? I didn't know they could do that. That's weird. That is really weird.
Well, but it's easier when you have veterans around
Well,
you.
sure it
also
is.
making plays, because it's not like he was the only one. I mean, KJ Osborne had a couple of good plays, who's not spectacular, but has been a solid veteran and a solid presence
Gabe,
for them.
We've given this team a pass. We said you don't even have to win. Just look competent at times. You don't even have to win. For us to come in and feel like, all right, I mean, we're moving the needle a little bit. We knew it was going to take a while.
Yeah.
This is like Groundhog Day. I don't even have to watch Groundhog Day.
I'm so glad you said that, because Groundhog Day was exactly what was in my head when I checked the old box score and looked to see how many touches Aaron Jones got. And you know what that number was, guys?
11?
11 is exactly correct. Somebody else was looking at the box score. Or you were just following the bouncing ball, and he had 11 touches last week, and they told us that they were going to use him more, and they told us in the pregame interview that he was 100%, even though Matt LaFleur said he wasn't 100%, that he didn't know if he was going to be on a pitch count, which I said to you guys, how the hell don't you know if you're going to be on a pitch count or not headed into a football game? How do you not know if you're Aaron Jones, whether or not they are limiting your touches? What is happening here with the Aaron Jones front office coaching staff situation? Like, that's a whole nother thing that we could dive into and again, Groundhog Day, and continue having the same conversation we had before. But they told us that they were going to use him more. They told us that they didn't need to use him more. And he got exactly the same number of touches this week as he did last week.
Well, if you would have caught the one ball, Jen, you would have 12, and that would have been more.
I don't even know who the most incompetent is. Is it Goody? Is it LaFleur? Or is it the players? Because Joshy sent out, what was it? Did you send out the draft with Stokes?
The 2021 draft, yes.
What a horrible draft. What a horrible draft.
But that's also a big reason why you stink right now, because you talk about that jump from year 2 to year 3, year 3 to year 4.
Yeah.
And that's the year that a lot of those guys would be in right now. And yet a lot of those guys aren't on the field because of injury, like Eric Stokes, or maybe they were just bad and they're not signed by any team in the league, like Amari Rodgers.
I'm going through the old text chain here to see if I can find that list. Josh, you have it off the top of your head by chance?
Sure don't, but I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
So Eric Stokes, Josh Myers, Amari Rodgers, Royce Newman, TJ Slayton, Shamar John Charles, Cole Van Lannon.
Jeez, when you say it like that.
I mean, that's
again,
we can't
point at one draft class and say, and that's why the Packers suck in 2023. But it is a contributing factor for certain.
But if you are a draft and develop team, which at his heart Goody wants to be, when you have a draft like that,
and you miss so badly.
It sets you back.
Yes. Third-year players are supposed to start contributing in like a real meaningful way.
Yes.
And to get nothing, that's how you end up here.
Well, I mean,
it's part of how you end up here.
So the year before isn't much better.
No, not either. Nope.
You want to hear the 2020?
Yes.
No, I don't. No, Joshy, could you please settle this vote for us here? Do you want to
hear? I'm leaning into the suck.
Jordan Love, A.J. Dillon, Josiah DeGuara, didn't have a 4th-round pick because he had traded up to get Jordan Love. Kamal Martin, who's no longer in the league. John Runyon Jr., Jake Hansen, Simon Stepaniak, Vernon Scott, and Jonathan Garvin.
You could have said Simon Stepaniak to me, and I would have no clue.
Is he on a car dealership?
Stepaniak Ford.
This is all we can do is laugh. I mean, you guys looked at me like I was crazy about 3 months ago when I said Goody's on the hot seat. Is he on the hot seat?
No.
Okay.
Is LaFleur on the hot seat?
There's
getting closer.
I think they both should be. But with the man in charge, I don't think they are. Because we knew there were going to be growing pains. We knew there were going to be speed bumps. I didn't think it was going to be straight downhill. Like at some point, the roller coaster's supposed to go back up, isn't it? At some point, you go up on the roller coaster.
I should know this, too, because I've gone through this, I'm sure. But what happens when you take the first part of a class and you just take in the midterm and you failed, which they have. They failed.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Is it too late to
drop the class? Yeah.
What the hell did I do? I don't even remember.
Well,
you probably went and talked to
the
an
advisor,
academic advisor.
and then she did the homework for you, and then she
There's
just had
mono
you
in there
right.
somewhere. I mean, can we reset this thing or no?
Yeah, pull the cartridge out of the machine, blow it in a few times.
I can't watch this anymore.
Stick it back in and see if it works. Yes, that's how I felt yesterday as well, Chew. It was like if I wasn't being paid to watch this game, I would have checked out. And I bet a lot of fans checked out. Joshy, you said you had an observation after the game yesterday that made you think it's never been worse.
Yeah, after every Packers game, take the dog for a walk around the park right here in Humboldt Park in Milwaukee. And I noticed an exorbitant amount of men dressed in Packers gear taking sad, lonesome walks by themselves. It was a number I had never seen before. I walk through that park every single day of the week. There was a lot of guys in Packers hats, Packers sweatshirts, Packers coats, and they were walking. They looked sad, and they were by themselves.
Kind of heads down, not
mumbling
really
to
arms.
themselves.
I was part of that as well. I was one of them.
LaFleur. Love.
I mean,
Kicking rocks.
the first 15 is getting them into the second quarter. It is.
It's bad. Yeah.
They had 3 consecutive 3-and-outs.
Yeah. First down didn't come until about 4-ish minutes.
So
left in the
that's
second
what,
quarter.
3 times, that's 9. So you got another 6 to burn. Did they have 15 plays
And
in
I
the first
still
quarter?
don't understand how. And I know we talked about this egregiously last week and egregiously the week before as they were coming off of a mini bye and then coming off of the actual bye. I still don't understand. And not that every team moves the chains on their first series. Not that every team puts the ball in the end zone or gets in the red zone. But man, they don't even sniff it.
No.
They don't even you got to pull out your GPS in order to even know where it is. That's how far away this Packers team is from the red zone or the end zone on these first plays. And you're supposed to be scripting these plays. When you run through your script, Chew, let's say that it's midweek and you've decided what you want to do for those first few plays, for those first few series, and it's not going well. What do? Do you go back to the drawing board or do you run it again? Do you say, no, this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. We expect to see this defensive scheme. We think that we could take advantage of it in these ways. If you drop a ball, we run it again. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out is, do they have any conviction of self? Do they have any conviction of, no, we know that this is going to work because we ran it 6 million times at practice this week. And although there were a few things, false start on this one, drop on this one, for the most part, it went according to plan.
I have something that I want to point out to speak on that scripted plays and the incompetence and running stuff over and over again. In that first drive, that pass to Romeo Doubs that got brought back was a RPO, and every single one of those players that were wide receivers, when he pulled the ball, were blocking. So they've been running that play in practice, going through it, and nobody knew what to do until they realized, oh crap, he's trying to throw it, and none of us are ready to catch a ball.
Lucky he didn't get a coverage sack on some of those
Yes, it
things.
was unbelievable. That is the third play of the game, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You can't do that. How do you not know you need to be ready for a pass?
They should know.
Well,
by
because
now.
then you end up scrambling, and then a lineman ends up downfield because it's an RPO.
Well, do we have an issue with even throwing deep on a 3rd and 1?
Well, I mean, he had to do something because, like he said, there was nobody ran a route except for Romeo Doubs. And it's an RPO. Somebody's supposed to run a short route, so now you have to do something, and you've already made the decision not to run it, so you got to pass it. And if there's one dude running a route, there's only one place to go.
And is it too early in the game for Jordan Love to be in desperation mode where he can just tuck it in and run it? Find a hole.
And
then again,
it takes.
Look, man,
he had a man in his face. Like, I didn't have a problem with that play because, honestly, it was one of Jordan Love's best plays of the game. Got called back and didn't end up ultimately counting.
Well, and that's the thing. I dare you to go through the game log because I'm looking here at the game log yesterday. It's not the dope sheet, it's the game notes, right? That they throw out on Packers.com every single week. I dare you to go through and find a series where there's not some italics. You know what italics means on that thing? Penalty. You know what italics means? Error. Italics means a mistake. Italics means, and it doesn't have to be on Green Bay because sometimes there was a penalty on Minnesota that halted the momentum or halted the rhythm that they were trying to get themselves into. But I dare you to find a series where there isn't something that stopped them from being able to just get a little bit of momentum going. And I'm not even sure, guys, I'm going to be honest again, and you're going to be like, oh, broken record, oh, suck up. I'm not even sure this is on Jordan Love that much because those receivers stink. They stink.
Yeah, but he doesn't do himself any favors either.
Okay, what favors could he have done himself?
Oh, there are a number of throws where it's just, hey, like, be more accurate. I mean, there's one that I can think where he did rip the ball. And I have been sitting here going, hey, rip the ball a couple of times.
Yep.
Stop throwing everything like Chad Pennington. And he had ripped one in there, and on later in the series, he goes back and he has Romeo Doubs wide open on the right-hand side. Looked like a little bit of a comeback route. And he's so open, instead of ripping the ball over there and getting it to Doubs so he can maybe make something happen, he lobs it, so now Doubs has to come back even further. Is it ultimately a drop? Probably, but like Doubs has to come back and try to make the catch between his knees and ankles. Rip that over there, get it above his chest, or give it above his belt, let him make the catch and make a play.
That's a talent thing and an instinctual thing that he might not have.
Be more accurate to me is like telling someone to be smarter. Like, you're as smart as you are.
All right,
he's as accurate as he is.
Okay, then he's not it. Then he's not it. As much as we want to love, as much as we want to like Jordan Love and appreciate the grace he's handled the situation with, and be patient with him. If he can't be more accurate with the football, then he's not it, and you got to move on.
800-990-3776, taking your reaction all morning long, and this sucker is lighting up as people have a lot to say about the Green Bay Packers. Ryan and McGuanago weighing in saying, Love makes slow and bad decisions. His accuracy is bad also. Jeff in the 920 saying, they are so bad, I don't even get pissed anymore. Which actually...
Good for you.
Jeff in the 920 might be onto something here, guys. I feel like...
Here's the other thing with Love, and it was pointed out in an article that you sent us. I believe it was from The Ringer last week, Jen. They don't have time. You got to make a decision on this guy.
Now 10 games.
This isn't he's a, and I know it's the excuse that a lot of people want. Oh, he's a first-year starter. It's almost like he's a rookie. Sure, fine. His contract doesn't say he's a rookie. But it's not like you can build up, we've got this year and this year. He's got a 4-year contract. No, he's got this year. And then, depending upon where you are in the draft, you got to start making decisions.
But there's decisions in a lot of areas, not just quarterback, Oh,
I mean, those decisions are easy.
Walker gets pulled yesterday. Is he the future?
Well, they put him back in.
No, because Yash got hurt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ankle injury.
I mean, there's a lot of decisions to be. But Aaron Jones, where are you going next year in that position group?
I'd trade him.
But where are you going? You have no one in the kitty.
Well, apparently Derrick Henry. Apparently we're talking about Derrick Henry.
Let's pick up a guy who's got a massive contract on the back end of his
back end for sure.
Back end of his prime.
100% back end. 800-990-3776. We will get to your reaction all morning long. Jay and McGuanago wants to know, why do other teams' rookies seem to get it as the season goes on? Packers young players are clueless out there. A lot of reaction. Okay, I know there are going to be a lot of 4-letter words, right, being said about this Packers team. Gabe has 3 words that he thinks apply to what should happen with this Green Bay Packers team. We'll get to that right after this on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Weather's a little cold this morning. It was a little cold yesterday. You know what's coming. The winter weather is here, but you don't have to put the sticks away. You can head to X Golf at American Family Field because it's open year-round. It's overlooking left field, and you can go and work on your golf game. They have 7 state-of-the-art simulators where whatever numbers you're looking for, if you want to be a number nerd when it comes to your golf swing, they have that with those state-of-the-art simulators. Maybe you just want to go and play around and have fun with your friends. You can do that too. Introduce somebody to the game. It's a low-pressure situation to introduce someone to the game of golf. And then on top of it, full bar menu, great food at X Golf at American Family Field. Maybe you can even host your next event at X Golf. Book your sim today at xgolf.amfamfield.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have an accident on northbound 43 heading into the Hale interchange off on the left shoulder, so a bit of a tight squeeze through there. We've also got a crash northbound 43 right about at Fond du Lac Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so things are going to be slowing down through there and then continue all the way up past Keith. Southbound side, you're up to 23 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. Delays from before Bender Road all the way down past Keith. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and cool, a high of 43 tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 30. Weather's brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected performance, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Visit prizepicks.com/play now and use code play now. That's code play now at prizepicks.com/play now. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Isn't that aroma just heavenly?
What's with the whispering?
Inside this grill is the secret to winning game days.
Eckrich smoked sausage, crafted with a perfect medley of spices for a truly rich, savory taste. So easy to prepare, too. Now, hand me one of those buns.
Whoa, keep your voice down.
Marty, you're still whispering? Secret's out, buddy. Eckrich.com has dozens of simple, mouth-watering recipes for everyone to win game days this season.
What are we having for dinner? At Cousin Subs, we have a simple answer for this age-old question. A family 4-pack, of course. Now at participating Cousin Subs locations, you can get any 4 classic or deli fresh subs or subs in a bowl and 4 chips or regular fries for the limited time only price of $30 plus tax after 4 p.m. You heard that right. Feed your entire crew for just $30. Order in store at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Lowe's knows pros want savings now. That's why, as an MVP's Pro Rewards member, you get volume savings on orders of $1,500 or more at the Pro Desk. And there's more. We've lowered our prices on select top products like electrical wire and drywall, so you can get the job necessities for less. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. In-store only. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Some people just know the perfect time to hit the concession stand. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
Woo! Nice! I never miss a touchdown. Want a bite?
Yeah, he knows he's got a 6th sense for a snack break. Just like he knows that switching to Allstate can save drivers $468.
Saving $468 based on the national average annual savings for new auto customers surveyed in 2022 who switched to Allstate. Prices may vary based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
That was obviously tough to watch. Just way too many mistakes. Penalties, drops, not being able to convert on 3rd down, conversely not getting off the grass on 3rd down, struggles in the red zone, starting the game out, I want to say 4 3-and-outs. It's hard to get into a rhythm offensively.
But besides that, Mrs. Lincoln, right? Isn't that
How'd
exactly?
the play end?
Yeah, how was the play? Decent?
Yeah.
Lots of reaction rolling in this morning, 800-990-3776. This is your place to vent. This is your place to take out all your frustrations, all right? We want to hear from you. We are seeing the news about the Gary extension. I don't know if that's supposed to make us feel better or worse, because while we're seeing 4-year, $107 million for Rashawn Gary, that just makes him untradeable. That's what that does. And if you were in the camp that Gabe is in this morning, I said he's got 3 words for you, folks. 3 words for this Green Bay Packers team. Gabe, what are your 3 words for the Green Bay Packers right now?
Oh, I'd blow it up.
Blow it up.
Everything must go. Everybody's available. Trade deadline's tomorrow.
Everybody?
You gonna have one of those guys outside spinning the side?
Get somebody out in front of Lambeau just spinning it.
Everything must go. Clearance sale at $12.65.
Well, except for Rashawn, I guess you basically bolted him down, so he's not going anywhere.
Anybody
but
else?
He would have been on my list had they not done this. If you weren't going to pay him, then you trade him. There just aren't very many untouchables on this roster.
No.
Who
There's not.
I guess you could talk me into Quay. I probably wouldn't get rid of Quay.
No.
I like Jaden Reed.
Elton Jenkins.
Yeah, you're kind of locked into him. That's about it. Anybody else makes
Zach
a good
Tom?
enough offer?
So why would you move Jaire, though? Just because of his attitude?
Sure. I mean,
he was...
Is he a part of the solution? If the answer to the question is, are you a part of the solution? If the answer is no, I'm open to trading.
Okay, so Jaire Alexander did speak yesterday. And look, a lot of guys talked. I think there was some profanity that was being thrown around the locker room for what I heard, which is understandable when your team stinks as badly as this team does. Let's hear from Jaire yesterday, who, as a veteran on this team, as a leader on this defense, should have some answers about what is going wrong with this Green Bay Packers team.
Jaire, what's this team missing?
Shoot, nothing. We have everything.
Joe, what's it going to take to turn close calls into wins?
Oh, man. Shoot, I don't know.
Is there more that can be done, whether it be scheme, play call, focusing on penalties? Is there more that can be done during the week to kind of help translate to the game?
Honestly, I don't know.
Do you feel like during the week enough is being put in to feel confident coming out of practice?
Yeah.
What happens if you guys...
that wasn't an I don't know.
On all those third and longs, they converted a ton of third and 8 or longs.
Oh, yeah. Well, we probably win, maybe. I don't know.
You said you had everything, but the results are adding up to that. So if you have everything, but it's not adding up to wins, what part of everything isn't adding up to something?
Maybe they have everything, too.
But you don't think that.
I don't know.
What's it feel like to be here after a fourth straight loss and not know the answers to some of these questions?
Man, I'll be honest, I don't know.
You left to keep from crying. Is what you're doing right now. Holy hell.
You want to ask your question again to me, Chew?
I don't know.
You know, I've been overthinking this talk radio thing. It feels like all I need to do. The 3 words that you were going to say for the team was not blow it up. It was, I don't know. A little bit of frustrating to listen to Jaire say that because, again, as a veteran, here's what I think Jaire wants to say. Our DC sucks. I think he wants to say, y'all know how we feel about Joe Barry. You know that we're not on the same page. You know we want to cover those guys man to man. He wants us to run zone. That's his scheme. That's what he thinks that we are best at. We think differently. Because I guarantee those guys wanted to be out there covering those guys man to man. Guarantee it. Heard that was being said in the locker room. Maybe not on the record, but maybe off the record. So right there you have a total disconnect between some of those defensive players and the defensive coordinator, Chew. And so when you were talking about maybe some of these guys quitting, how much of it could be, man, we've been telling this guy.
I know, but you still have to go out there and do what the guy tells you, right? And you got to play your ass off. And he didn't yesterday. He looked like a guy that was a little pouty, who, let's not forget, a year ago, shut down that best
Justin
receiver
Jefferson
on the team like it was nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he can't even cover these guys? I mean, you're either hurt.
When you're saying can't cover, are you saying that he's not allowed to, or he's kind of like choosing not to?
Early in the game, he did not look like he was into it.
Yeah, the effort.
Whether his back was hurting or whatever, but the effort just, when you're considered a top 3 corner in this league, you should be shutting down what Minnesota was throwing out on the field, and he didn't do that. I don't know if he was hurt or it was his way of voicing displeasure through his play. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just seeing signs of like, okay, this is a 2 to 4 week injury. I'm taking 5 weeks. You know what I mean? And everyone drops balls, but I'm like, this is just a broken record.
Again, if you're not a part of the solution, I'm willing to listen to offers.
And I just don't know if LaFleur is competent enough to be able to coach a team like this, not pull them out of it, not talk about playoffs, but like, hey, this is ridiculous. It's the same thing, same mistakes week in and week out, and the players deserve a lot of blame, but I'm telling you what, the coaches deserve just as much because it's their job to pull players out of this crap, and they're not doing it.
I come back to Goody. It's just a huge miscalculation for him. I don't know who could have success in this situation. Now, Jordan Love has not done himself any favors. Don't get me wrong. Matt LaFleur has some blame here. He's culpable. There's more success to be had, but I don't know how much more. Like, I don't know how many coaches are having success with the roster they've decided to put out on the field. Again, LaFleur hasn't done himself any favors, so I don't know if he's a part of the solution or not. I don't know if Jordan Love is a part of the solution or not. But the decision that Brian Gutekunst made, he very well could go down as the GM who traded back-to-back Hall of Famers and back-to-back off seasons, and that was the start of the downturn of the Green Bay Packers.
800-990-3776. Let's go out to Brian in Lake Mills, who's been waiting patiently on the line to get his say in here. Good morning, Brian. How you feeling today?
Good morning. Let's get some positives in here. Badger men's hockey beat the Gophers.
Hey, there we go.
Minnesota.
Swept them.
Swept them number one on the road. Badger women volleyball on Fox had a nice game after the Packer game. And then I guess we'll go to the Packers. Gabe, if you ever do those draft pick rundowns, you need to have the Halloween music behind it, just for effect for tomorrow. And then with blow it up. But here's the problem: the person saying blow it up is gone in a year and a half. So then what GM is going to want to come in and go, okay, so wait, who's my boss going to be, and are they going to like me, and am I going to get fired if things don't go well? So the organization is just in one heck of a hot mess, and it's not just right now, it's for the next maybe year and a half, 2 years.
And that's where they're in purgatory, man, because of that. And the last time they went through that transition of power, they were in a stable spot, right? And it was okay. Mark Murphy's taking over. They have their general manager in play. They've got it all figured out. Now with everything up in the air, that's a great point. Of, okay, if Murphy decides to fire everyone, and I don't know I don't think Murphy's going to fire anyone. When I say blow it up, I mean from a roster standpoint. I am willing to trade any and everybody before the trade deadline tomorrow.
Well, and the Packers obviously have a history of staying inside when they make these hires as well. So I don't know that there's any, again, unless you are of nothing was working, we need a fresh start. You could make the argument that that's actually more attractive to a pool of candidates to say, look at, sometimes you come in and there's fingerprints all over the place from the previous regime, and you got to work your way through those, and you got to almost like a college team where you're going, I got to wait till that guy's recruits get out so I can bring my own recruits in. There might be some incentive to saying, no, we're cleaning house. You get to start fresh. You get to put your vision on this sucker going forward. I don't know. I'm just trying to, again, like Brian said, look on the bright side of a real crappy situation.
Well, because again, for a while, things have been, the ups and downs haven't been that large over the last 30 years, right? You had Ron Wolf. Ron Wolf decides to retire. It's not like you fired him. And then they decide to make Mike Sherman the GM. Well, they did have to fire him. But then you hired Ted Thompson right away, who was a part of that same tree. And he had familiarity with Green Bay, so that transition became seamless until he resigned, somebody else steps up. But really, it's been the majority of Wolf and Thompson over the last 30 years.
But under a different leadership model.
Yeah.
Get rid of this stupid silo crap. Because let's just say that Jordan Love, at the end of the year, this continues, and we say he's not the guy. So you need a quarterback. Aaron Jones probably not going to be here next year. You need a running back. Rasheed Walker, is he the left tackle of the future? Probably not. You need a left tackle. Josh Myers, even though he's playing the best football of his career right now, you might want to be looking in another direction.
God, I hope people understand that that's not your opinion. That's just one that we've been told about Josh Myers.
But you see the holes, and it's just like...
Yeah, there's a lot of them. How do you feel about the pass catchers?
My brain goes 3 years forward.
Yeah.
You know, because you kind of knew it was going to be jangy like this. Not this bad, but... I'm actually trying to talk myself into 3 years. They're going to be a Super Bowl contender.
No.
You know?
No, they're taking steps back from that timeline.
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in. Ryan Mguanago saying the players are not getting better. That has to be on the coaches. What experience do these coaches have? The only way to fire Barry now is to clean house across the board. Ronnie in Germantown saying this team needs Jim Harbaugh stat. Well, at least we know they know the other team's signals, right? I mean, hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
I'd take anything right now. He's putting in the effort.
Unnamed in the 630 saying that Jaire is trolling the coaches. Let's put that on the poll. Is Jaire trolling the coaching staff with his repeated, I don't know response to the questions yesterday?
Maybe his mother just taught him, if you have nothing nice to say,
don't say anything at all. That's very Charlene.
He did say that at the end of it. He said, I just don't want to say something wrong here, so I'm going to keep. Because we heard him say, I don't know, about 6 times. There's about 6 more in there.
Yeah.
So he probably, though, if he played well yesterday, I bet he makes a slip like this D coordinator is terrible.
Yeah, but he knows that he can't make that.
Because he didn't play well yesterday.
You can't really go after him when you got to, point the finger at yourself as well.
Dick from Elkhart Lake weighing in saying, are you telling me we got to do this 10 more times this year? No, thanks. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Got an accident on northbound 43 right about at Fond du Lac Avenue off on the left shoulder. Another one on the southbound side right about at Keefe off on the right. And then we've got one more heading northbound from the Rock Freeway into the Hale interchange. An accident off on the left shoulder there. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and cool, a high of 43. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at showtimefloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era is tipping off with Coach Griffin and Damian Lillard joining Giannis and Chris Middleton. See the electrifying action at Fiserv Forum by securing your seats to a game at bucks.com/tickets. But you can even win tickets from us at ESPN Milwaukee from now through November 8th just by listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tune in every morning and play their Bucks Trivia contest for your chance at Bucks Gear and to see the Bucks in person. Bucks Trivia on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy now through November 8th. ESPNWisconsinContest.com for rules.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want some sort of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
it's just necessary.
You follow?
Like, you don't just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Certainly the lack of disciplined play, and that's paramount, because it doesn't matter if what you're doing if we're getting called for things. Like, we got to clean it up.
I saw a great line this morning. I don't know if it was Albert Breer or it was somebody else on the national level, but it said, Packers lost their 4th in a row and go 0 for October. 0 for October for the Green Bay Packers. Just absolutely embarrassing right now. The offense has also gone 10 consecutive first half quarters without a touchdown. Woo! That was the same type of cheer that the Packers gave the fans gave the Packers when they got that first down in the game, right, Gabe?
Yeah, about 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Are you still want to ride this out with Jordan Love all the way?
I mean, for the rest of the season. I mean,
look, 10 games, even if it's just the same thing every.
What else are you going to do? Like, if part of the reason that Jordan is struggling is what's around him,
which it is, the offensive line has been bad, the pass catchers have been bad,
and even if you think he's not the answer, like, you're not going to get an accurate representation of what Sean Clifford is either.
Ooh, but I am intrigued.
You're not yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm not yet.
No?
I'm saying another 5.
What?
Another 5 games.
What? No. 2 more like this, and I'm going, you know what? Let's just, because at some point you gotta save morale. And I think you could get a guy out there who, we watched him in the preseason. He's got a little bit of that gunslinger mentality. He's got a little bit of that throw caution to the wind. I'd rather have a throw caution to the wind right now than an underthrow any day of the week.
Did we listen to the same Jaire thing?
I don't know.
I think it's
you know what?
I think it's a little late to be saving morale.
I don't know.
It's not fair for us just to evaluate Jordan, because I'm evaluating Dobbs right now.
Yeah.
And I'm evaluating Watson. And I don't know if they're the guys.
I'm closer to being complete with my evaluation of Watson than the other ones.
Oh, Watson. God, I told you 2 weeks ago I was out on Watson. He's done nothing since to convince me I was wrong.
Can't run routes. Can't get open.
Well, and Jordan with the deep ball accuracy.
Well, but yes. Even with the deep ball accuracy, you throw up a ball and you call it a 50-50 ball to Christian Watson. But really, when you throw it up to him, it's kind of like an 80-20 ball.
Yeah. And
he's not fighting for it.
Chewy, you tell me this. Do you call it a 50-50 ball in the middle of the field, or is a 50-50 really reserved for the end zone when you're having like a jump ball situation?
It can be both.
Okay, so that one in the middle of the field then, that he should win because he outsizes every defensive back he's going up against, right? Is there a defensive back out there who has the stature and size? Well, height. Let's go with height.
Yeah.
That has the height of Christian Watson.
Unless Cam Chancellor
this is what goes through your mind when you're in that situation, and it happens very quick because that ball's only up there for a little while. It's okay, do I try to make a play on it, or do I try to knock it down to keep the other guy from catching the ball? There's a little bit of that. Are you guys talking about the one in the end zone that was underthrown?
Middle of the field was the one I was talking about, but
I mean, any of them. Dealer's choice.
But once again, yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this also. When you talk about hand strength, right? What a fun conversation to be having here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning after another Packers loss. You talk about hand strength. The younger you are in the league, Chew, I think it's safe to say the less hand strength you have, right? You build up that hand strength, the ability to hold on to the ball. And this is coming off of last week, Romeo Doubs basically wrestling that ball away in the end zone, which was good for the touchdown, tie goes to the runner type of thing. But I would argue that these young players, in addition to their route running challenges, right, where you were saying they banana some of the routes instead of being crisp on the routes, is that hand strength just isn't there yet. And isn't there as we've talked about before, bigger divide between the schools these guys are coming from, maybe save a Jaden Reed who played in the Big Ten, and the NFL across the board? I would say hand strength's probably in there as well. Like Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, give me some other guys out. Wicks, they're not competing with this level of defensive player in college. They're not.
No.
Like, it's a big, wide gap between the guys they were going up against week in and week out having to challenge for these balls and the guys they're having to go up against now in the NFL.
I guess I just kind of looked at hand strength as something you have or you don't.
Well,
and I don't think Christian Watson has it.
It's
I don't
not
think
only
there's
that.
something he's going to do
It's
to
not only
improve
that.
it.
It's when you're a bigger body, you get your body in a place of advantage to get the upper hand on catching a ball,
Right.
which he doesn't do. It's kind of like it's overthrown. Okay, I'll just lay my hands on top. No, you should be. It should be like basketball, getting a rebound. Get that. And
Position your body so that you're in a better position to get it.
Yeah,
Tausch called it spatial awareness, which I thought was a good way to. He doesn't use his size to his advantage at all.
No.
800-990-3776. Before we go to break here, let's go out to Mo in Illinois. Mo, you're on with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. How you doing this morning?
Not too well. Yesterday was very torturous to watch, and I'm getting really sick and tired of watching the same team in the first half for the past month or so. But before I go to my point, I'd like to recognize that these players need to step up and do better. That result on the field yesterday was pathetic. It was disrespectful to all the legends who have come before them in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and that is not the standard, no matter what. I don't care youth. I don't care if they're rookies. You're an NFL player making millions of dollars. You need to perform. If we don't perform in our life, in our real jobs, we're getting replaced by the next day. So I just want to say the players need to step up. In terms of my point, Matt LaFleur has lost his team, and it's not a secret. You guys are talking about Jaire Alexander and his post-game press conference. He looks completely disengaged, disinterested, and I saw that result on the field yesterday with a lot of the players. Jonathan Vilma, the commentator, literally said this team looks flat, and they've looked flat in the first half for the past month or so, and I think that's a result of the head coach. He needs to get his players ready to play. He sets the culture. He sets the tone, and I see players out there that are totally uninterested. They have no desire to play. And that's the result, in my opinion, of Matt LaFleur. So if I'm the Packers, and I hate Gutekunst as it is, but if I'm the Packers, I'm relieving Matt LaFleur of his duties.
And we'll leave it there. And we'll leave it there. Oh, Mo, you back?
Yeah, I was going to say, my last thing is, I guarantee you the Packers players will play a lot harder and more determined with Bisaccia than LaFleur. Thanks, guys.
Chew, you think that's possible? Just because they're different personalities.
I don't think he's lost a team yet. I think he is losing the team. And I said it, like, once Rodgers left and stuff like that, you let guys do what they want and run the show, even though they're veterans and things like that. And Bakhtiari was kind of showing flashes of that. You have to pivot from that with a young team to becoming more of a disciplinarian again. And I don't think that's his personality.
I don't think being a disciplinarian at all is his personality.
I don't think it is. He's just... When he would go back and say, what do you mean he's not playing? I had no idea. You are the face of this franchise right now. You are the boss of this franchise. You are the head coach of this franchise. You should know everything. And if you have a problem with what's going on in the training room, in the media, in the dining hall, it is your responsibility to run the show, right? And Holmgren would always say, and LaFleur, once you let the little things go, then you let a little bigger thing go. And then you let a little bigger thing go. And then bigger and bigger. And that's where we're at now, you know?
It's almost as though he went through the whole pick your battles type of thing and was like, I'm not going to pick that battle. I'm not going to pick that battle. And before you know it, you haven't picked any battles. None of the battles.
Yeah.
Right? You've been like, I don't want to ruffle feathers. I don't want to tick that guy off. Well, the time for ticking people off has passed. Like, people need to be ticked off because everybody watching this team is ticked off, right? So if you don't feel like the head coach is as angry as you are, and I'm going to talk about frustrated, which is the word that he used, frustrated. If you don't feel like he's as heated, as bothered, as embarrassed as you are, something's wrong.
But
that's his livelihood.
As a player back in the day, Jen, I would be terrified to go in to the building a day like today. I'd be terrified because I know we're going to get our ass ripped. It's going to be a miserable day. It is going to be a miserable week of practice. And I don't know if these guys are walking in. Is today payday or is it next week?
But in fairness, I don't know how many coaches like that exist in the league anymore, too. You know, that players, even after they've played the way the Packers have, are terrified to go into the building.
I guarantee
the way that Holmgren was intimidating to you.
Gabe, I guarantee the Kansas City Chiefs don't want to go into that building today.
Sure.
They don't want to go into that because Andy Reid knows how to do it. He knows that you can't just absolutely rip players anymore because that's not the world we live in. We don't live in 1990-something. But Andy Reid's smart enough to be like, okay, I'm going to let these guys know that they should be feeling like absolute ass right now.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's the way in Green Bay.
Yeah, and Andy's one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. Like, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Like, I would just be like, I'd be like, all right, just go in early, half hour. And even if I played well, I'd still feel like, you know.
Oh, yeah, because it just doesn't matter.
Well, and I would make the argument that even the Chiefs probably feel a little like we're still the best team in the league. Like, we had a clunker, which we've talked about. Teams can have clunkers, but I don't know that even there it's as egregious, as devastating as it should feel right now at 1265. It should be like Chewy, like you said, you don't even want to be there.
Yeah.
You don't even want to but you know you got to get the work done, right? You got to grind. You got to figure out. And again, just doing your job. My kingdom for one guy who could walk out of there saying, on every play, I did exactly what I was supposed to do.
Again,
for one guy.
We keep overlooking the long snapper.
I don't think we're overlooking him. I think it's that he's so inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
Asked for one guy on the 53 who's going to walk out of there saying, every time I've done my job.
I feel like you're making my point for me is what I think you're doing.
The identity of this team isn't the kicker anymore because he went 1 for 2?
When that doinked, I was like, perfect. Perfect. Why not? Get pumped up, Milwaukee. Potawatomi Casino Hotel is bringing 24/7 sports betting to the great city of Milwaukee with the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Enjoy the convenience of self-service kiosks, odds boards, wall-to-wall TVs, free parking, great food, and a full-service bar. Put your game face on, Milwaukee. It is time to bet big and bet bold at the Potawatomi Sportsbook at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN. 28 years on the Packers.
I would flat out cut his ass to send a message.
37 years playing in the NFL.
This is the best win in the Matt LaFleur era.
87 years covering the Packers.
And that's what happened in the fourth quarter. That's all. He has been really good.
And 46 years of being on ESPN.
I said to Herman Edwards one time, it's hard to win a game in the NFL. He said, John, it's hard to make a first down.
There's no place with more experience when it comes to talking about the green and gold. All day, every day. We are 94.5 ESPN.
This is the year to buy the woman you love a big anniversary diamond.
What's a big anniversary diamond?
A big anniversary diamond is any diamond that's at least twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
A big anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
People are always so happy when they see the price we can give them.
Kessler's has wonderful prices on 1 carat, carat and a half, 2 carat, and 3 carat big anniversary diamonds.
People will ask you about your big diamond everywhere you go.
So big anniversary diamonds are the hot new trend?
It began with men buying big anniversary diamonds for the women they love. But now it's gone to a whole new level.
Women are now buying big anniversary diamonds for their men.
Women are saying 2 can play that game.
I like games that 2 can play.
Everybody likes games that 2 can play.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
If you're like most people, you've had your fair share of financial questions. Questions like, can I afford my son's travel hockey team? What if my daughter doesn't get that soccer scholarship? Will I be able to enjoy golf in retirement? At Empower, we know these questions can be stressful. We're here to help answer your what ifs and empower what's next. Join 18 million Americans and take control of your financial future. Start today at empower.com.
If you're just tuning in, this is Fan 23, Fansville's #1 sports radio station.
Brought to you by Tasty Dr. Pepper.
We are settling the great debate, best third quarter snack, hot dogs or nachos?
You know my mantra, Doug.
Yes.
Meaty early, cheesy late.
Well, it looks like we have a caller here to weigh in. Is this Chuck?
Popcorn in the third is the move.
What?
You go with passive snacking after halftime.
No, it's nachos.
Look, as long as there's an ice cold Dr. Pepper there to wash it down, I'm good with either. Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the November 5th game. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We can't find a rhythm right now. You know, we're on the field. You know, might go 3 and out, might make a play, penalty here, bumps us back, and I think when we've gotten longer down and distances, we haven't been good. It's really hurting ourselves. But I think we just haven't had that ability to find the rhythm on offense that we need.
Jason in Colgate weighing in saying, it's been 100 years since I played for Coach Young at CMH, but regardless of size and talent, we always had discipline. Run it again, run it again, run it again until it was right. Am I oversimplifying? We're about 9 plays away from being a 500 team. That comes down to discipline.
I don't know about 900.
900 plays? I don't know, Chew. They could have won a lot of these games. Like, if you're just a competent football team, you can take advantage of the Minnesota Vikings losing their starting quarterback to an Achilles injury, can't you? You got a huge chunk of the second half. Now they're not moving the ball. They're basically just standing pat. When did it happen? Late third quarter, fourth quarter? I can't remember.
Mid-fourth.
Oh.
How many plays are they away from being a 0-6 team? Because they're one away from being a 1-6 team.
Yeah.
One play or one game?
One play. One missed field goal away from being a 1-win team.
Yeah.
When's the last time we saw a drive that was like nice momentum, good? I like the run here. Nice
Not yesterday.
pass.
I didn't see one yesterday.
No,
was there one? Even the touchdown drive?
Probably the Bears game.
This first game there?
Yeah, correct.
Before anybody had any film on Jordan Love as a starting quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to be honest about the difference between the first couple games of the season and now the 6th game of the season. You know what I mean? Like, obviously people are... Who was saying, was it you, Joshy, that said that there was some attitude of like, we don't even have to scheme for this team. They're not going to score.
Yeah, Rasul Douglas basically said, offenses aren't game planning for our defense, which is not good for our defense because they know they can just come out and do what they need to do because our offense isn't going to score points, and they know our defense isn't going to hold them scoreless.
Now, Minnesota didn't blitz as much as they normally do.
Didn't have to.
Did they?
No need to.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Really isn't. I just don't know what they're doing offensively.
Well, and I think that these guys can't beat coverage. So
they can't win one-on-one matchups.
You know what I mean? So, just cover. Just, go out there and be in the vicinity of a Green Bay Packers pass catcher. And guess what? More than likely, they're not going to complete it. I'm afraid that teams are now looking at the Packers going, well, that's a dub. You know what I mean? Not even giving it a second thought, just going, well, that's a get right. That's a get right game. That's what that is.
And here's the other thing. If let's say you're somebody out there, and I've seen a couple of tweets that, oh, this is part of rebuilding. This is what happens. Sure, maybe, but averaging 270 yards and 15 points per game during a 4-game losing streak, this is bad football. And this is what bad teams do. How many times have we heard Bears fans talk about the promise of their young quarterback only for them to ruin that quarterback because of incompetent coaching, incompetent players around them, not being able to execute, do all these things, and say, you know what? I mean, we were so close. We could be a 500 team if these 9 things went our way. You know who does that?
Losers.
Bad teams.
Yeah.
We just need to accept that this version of the Green Bay Packers, it's bad. It's bad. And I don't know. But I got
to tell you something, Gabe. What's even worse about that statement that you just made is a couple of weeks ago, I thought they're bad, but they can get better. And I don't even know if they can get better at this point. That's what yesterday's game was for me. Yesterday's game for me was the eye-opening that I don't even think they can get better. I don't even think that this team can make progress, which was what we were using as a measuring stick earlier this year for a successful season.
When you're watching other bad teams, whether it's via Red Zone, whether it's Sunday Night Football, heck, do it tonight when you watch the Raiders, a team that's bad, beat the Packers. They just look like they're playing a different sport. Like, the Cardinals are bad. The Cardinals put together a roster that was purposefully supposed to be bad. And at least they have the effort and they have a level of competence to them where they put a scare in teams from time to time. The Packers don't put a scare in anyone. You think the Rams are terrified about coming to Lambeau Field at noon on Sunday?
And they're in Green Bay's favored.
Yeah, I don't know.
By 2.5. I mean, Arizona plays Baltimore yesterday, right, Jen? And we can say that Baltimore's still a pretty good defense. They're not what they were, but they're one of the better ones in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, 12. Arizona still scores 24 points with, I don't even know who's that playing quarterback for him.
Dobbs.
Joshua
Dobbs.
It's bad.
P.J. Walker's playing quarterback for the Browns.
I thought they could score 21 points.
P.J. Walker's playing quarterback for the Browns. They're scoring 20 points on the road in Seattle.
Which is why...
Woof. Woof. Woof.
Clifford the big red dog. We roll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
A string of accidents all over the place right now. We've got one on northbound 43 at Fond du Lac Avenue on the left. Southbound has its own at Keefe off on the right shoulder, 34 minutes, Brown Deer Road to downtown. Westbound 94 at 35th Street, we have the left lane blocked, and that's backing things up all the way back through the Marquette interchange. Eastbound, everybody's slowing down to take a look, so you got delays coming in from the Zoo interchange all the way past that scene. We also have an accident in the Hale interchange on northbound 43, making your way through onto the northbound leg of 894. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze through there. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy and cool, a high of 43. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You have undoubtedly heard me talking about mentality by now, and its greatness. But don't just take it from me. Hear my pal Jason talk about what mentality has done for him.
I realized that, Father Time is undefeated, and missed the feeling of being in my 20s again. I was like, what the heck, why not? Got to give it a try. This is the one shot that we have, so I want to feel like that spring chicken again. So I went to mentality, and it's been an amazing experience ever since. My only thing that I wish I could change is that I win sooner.
Get started today at LoTUSA.com.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Ben Brust. Hear me every day on KBN from 2 to 5. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
2nd and goal. It's Akers to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. First rushing TD of the season for Minnesota. Cousins looking end zone. Throws. Touchdown. TJ Hawkinson. As Love airs it out. Looking for Reed. It's picked off. Josh Metellus with the interception. Viking start for the Packers 20. Cousins throws, caught, touchdown, Addison.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
It was obviously tough to watch.
Yeah, I think it is hard. I think everybody, feels that we're not playing at the level we are expected to, and we know we can play at.
I mean, it's never one person, it's never one guy. It just collectively as a whole, we got to look each other in the eye, and we got to demand better, and we need to get better.
I don't think guys are losing confidence. I think it's just, like I said, where are we going to go from here?
Yeah, it's hard to get into a rhythm offensively.
We pretty much just talked about that we're right there.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
I don't know where there is. We're right there. Where? You might be right
Bottom
there,
of the standings.
but where are you talking about, Jordan Love?
They're right there. Almost there. It's getting the number one pick.
Maybe, if that is the
Getting
goal.
closer.
I wish they'd let us in on the secret. I wish they'd let us in on the little chit-chat about that then. If that's the goal, if the goal is to get Caleb Williams, if the goal is to get Drake May, if the goal is to get, Michael Penix or whoever you think might be in the top 10 for quarterback options. Let's say you don't get the number 1, right? Say Caleb Williams, I'm not going to Green Bay. Nope.
I'd take Marv.
Fleming?
Oh, please. Hey, I did tweet this out. Never been happier for an Ohio State game. I know they beat the Badgers, and that was another El Stinko for the weekend. That game was on NBC and not on Fox. Because you know what a Fox game means with Marvin Harrison.
You don't like
Maserati?
Maserati Marv?
Hate it. Hated it so much.
I thought you would respect it as somebody who tried to make Chef's Kiss happen for all those years.
I actually was
for
putting
Devontae
together.
Adams.
I actually was putting together a power rankings of very bad nicknames, and I'll tell you what, Chef's Kiss was right up there with Maserati Marv. I am nothing if not self-aware. We did play the Jaire Alexander sound earlier. We will get to that again because we do want you to hear. I think it really summarizes where this team is right now. Rudderless, right? They are lost, they stink, and they seem to have no direction. And if you weren't sure about it, let's hear from Jaire Alexander, who was in fact asked yesterday a number of questions. A veteran leader, a guy who has been on the roster for a while and should have some idea of how they can right this ship.
Jaire, what's this team missing?
Shoot, nothing. We have everything.
John, what's it going to take to turn close calls into wins?
Oh, man. Shoot, I don't know.
Is there more that can be done, whether it be scheme, play call, focusing on penalties? Is there more that can be done during the week to kind of help translate to the game?
Honestly, I don't know.
Do you feel like during the week enough is being like put in, like to feel confident coming out of practice?
Yeah.
What happens if you guys get off the field on all those third and longs? They convert a ton of third and 8 or long.
Oh yeah. Well, we probably win, maybe. I don't know.
You said you had everything, but the results are adding up to that. So if you have everything, but it's not adding up to wins, what part of everything isn't adding up to something?
Maybe they have everything too.
But you don't think that.
I don't know.
What's it feel like to be here after a 4th straight loss and not know the answers to some of these questions?
Man, I'll be honest, I don't know.
I think my favorite part is the way he reacts after every question, like, oh, that's such a great question. I haven't thought about this ever before.
I just want him to go,
But it does feel representative of where this team is. I mean, if you had a bingo card, guys, of all of the things that could go wrong in a game. Now, granted, the season-ending injury that would be on your bingo card didn't happen to the Packers. It happened to the guy on the other side, sidelining Kirk Cousins and that Achilles injury, which, by the way, could you not see it pop? Could you not see when they did that slow-mo replay?
When they slowed it down.
You could see the calf just shudder, which, of course, is what we all learned during the Rodgers injury.
Just don't. Please don't do that ever again. Fox, NBC, CBS. No. Like, just be like, hey, trust us. The cat. It's seriously, like, it's the one injury I just can't deal with, man. Like,
It just gave me the heebie-jeebies you
saying.
talking about it.
I just don't.
So let me go back to the bingo card, because if you had on your bingo card slow start, penalties, 11, drops, missed field goal, oh, wait, not a missed field goal, because there was a offsides penalty by the defense, by the Vikings, so they got to re-kick the field goal. Poor offensive line play and inaccurate play by your quarterback. You got a blackout. Like, what else is on there from a bad team standpoint that the Packers didn't turn in?
Pick six? Didn't throw a pick six.
But, I mean, that's the point is, it was all across the board. It wasn't one area where you go, listen, it was this. One guy had a bad day, and that's what led to the loss. Or we couldn't get the run game going. Or it was all of these things. And I think that's why I am in the position of, I thought it could get better. I don't think it can. I think you got to make some changes. And I'm half joking when I'm barking to break about Clifford the big red dog and Sean Clifford. But at some point, if you start to lose confidence, which they say they're not, and you start to question if people can get the job done, which I'm guessing that they would also say they are not there yet, maybe simply shaking it up at the quarterback is the way to go.
They just can't.
I'm not there yet.
They've put too much. They've put too much into Jordan Love. They blew up the previous regime for Jordan Love.
Look at their schedule.
They surpassed the opportunity at potentially adding more players for a Super Bowl run for Jordan Love.
I agree with you on all accounts.
They've invested too much in Jordan Love not to give him the full season.
Tell me where they're getting that next win. We should play.
Well,
Jeopardy.
they're favored by 2.5.
Oh, God.
That's not New York, though.
Are you sure?
What? Game's on ABC? The nation has to expose themselves in today's NFL.
Well, listen, there should be no exposing yourself, if we're being honest.
Is there flexing out of that?
Not on Monday night.
You can't flex Monday nights?
Not yet.
You might start.
That could be one of the lowest rated games ever. We're talking about two of the worst offenses. Like, there were more punts than points scored in Jets-Giants yesterday.
But what gives you confidence that the Packers would be the better of the two bad teams?
The Giants' offense is worse. Unequivocally, the Giants' offense is worse.
Okay, but go coach to coach. Push?
No.
It's a push.
No, Daboll's better than
Are you
Dable.
sure?
I mean, Dable was better last year. I don't know what he's doing this year.
Where's the win? That's what I'm asking. Give me the next win.
At Giants. Feel good about that.
That's 6 weeks away. Right? Am I reading this correctly? December 11th?
How many points do they have to score to beat the Rams?
27.
What?
Yeah, Rams scored
27.
We might get Brett Ripien, though.
Oh, okay.
Talk about bad game.
Okay, maybe they can beat the Rams.
I don't know. They got boat raced by the Cowboys. You don't want to catch a team coming off a loss,
Well, but
especially like that.
If Stafford doesn't play.
He'll play.
If Stafford doesn't play.
There's no chance they beat the Steelers, right? And who's quarterbacking that team now? Trubisky?
Yeah, Trubisky came in yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pickett got hurt. Tribby threw a pick.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
But in fairness, to this
Leopard
point,
can't change its spots, Chew.
to this point, over the last 5 weeks, it's also what Jordan Love does.
Yeah, every game.
Yeah. Pretty consistently.
Can they beat the Chargers?
No.
We don't think that they can beat the Lions again.
No.
Or not
No.
again, but you know what I mean. When they play the Lions
Yeah.
again, we
No.
don't think they're going to get a win on them.
No.
And then you got the
Chiefs, no.
Chiefs.
That's getting flexed out.
Either way, they still got to play it. It's not like when you get flexed out, you can be like, and
Can they flex it off of television? The only way to watch is if you go.
can they flex it off of whatever happened to forfeits? Do we ever forfeit anymore? Do teams just go, it's not worth us traveling? It's not, and that's a home game.
No, we have mercy rule. Or we could have running clock.
Ooh, running. Well, the problem is they haven't gotten blown out that bad
Wait,
yet.
I am enjoying this. These are ways to make the season shorter. Running clock, yes. Flexing out of games, not off TV, just out of the game.
Yeah.
The Packers have decided to flex out
All right,
of
here's
the
the
Chiefs
deal.
game.
When they play the Steelers in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's defensive front has to say 3 Mississippis before they rush.
Like back on the playground.
One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
No, you started running on 3. You didn't say Mississippi. You got to wait till you say it.
Yes, I like that rule too.
You get one blitz?
Listen, guys, I'm open to all suggestions at this point about ways to make the season more enjoyable and also shorter. Because I'm looking at the schedule, in all honesty, guys, and I'm not sure where they get their next win. Could they stumble into one against the Rams? Sure, you can fall into one, right? Maybe fall into the end zone.
They will win against the Rams. God, I can't even see if Rippon plays.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
But I was even going to say,
I wanted to. I really wanted to, Jen. I really wanted to say the Packers are going to win if Rippon plays.
So spite is a powerful emotion. Maybe Jaire, in spite of Joe Barry, decides to go man out there, happens to run his way into a pick, brings it back, put some points on the board that way. Maybe defense shows up. Maybe Keyshawn Nixon continues to play well in special teams. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm trying to come up with, because it's not on the offense. I don't think the offense is going to get it done. No. And this is a tough, this is a tough admission by me, because I really thought 2 weeks ago they could turn it around. Yeah, they were not good. Yeah, they were bad, losing to bad teams, but it's there. They can get it. And yesterday to me was like if it didn't happen yesterday, it ain't happening. Where do you see the next win, Chew? You see one? Rams, Steelers, Chargers, Lions,
Panthers?
Chiefs.
At Carolina?
Man, I'm young. I don't know.
On Christmas Eve? Sure. It'd be a Christmas miracle.
I mean,
they could end the season on a 3-game winning streak. Panthers,
2.
Vikings, Bears? Huh?
And then roll it back next year?
I don't know.
I see Buccaneers on here, am I?
Buccaneers are
good D.
Yeah, but they close at Panthers, at Vikings, home against the Bears. Those are their last 3.
Well, for those of you who said 6 wins, it's going to take that type of Herculean effort.
We knew we were being optimistic. Everybody was getting on us preseason for being pessimistic.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but we need a caller, right? We got Bucks trivia here. Joshy, am I familiar?
We need callers.
Callers.
So if the first person doesn't get the trivia question right, the next person's lined up, ready to go.
I'm going to be honest. I thought that we would be celebrating a Bucks victory yesterday. Dame did not have a good first quarter, first half, and here we are sitting at an over for the weekend when it comes to the Badgers, the Packers, and the Bucks. However, we can improve your Monday. If you want to play some and win some, Bucks trivia, 800-990-3776, 800-990-3776 to play Bucks trivia right after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
An accident on 94 eastbound, complicating matters. It's at 84th Street, blocking the center lane. The westbound side still is dealing with one at 35th Street with the left lane blocked. Then southbound 43 at Keefe on the right shoulder. We get delays there, stretching back all the way almost to Brown Deer Road. 39 minutes from Brown Deer Road to downtown. One more accident. This one's in the Hale interchange, northbound 43 on the Rock Freeway, heading straight through. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, mostly sunny and cool, a high of 43. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Showtime Floors and Floor Shield, designed to beautify and protect your concrete surfaces. Same-day installations and a 15-year warranty. See your options and schedule an appointment today at ShowtimeFloors.com.
Guten Tag. Matt and Katie here with Milwaukee Pretzel Company.
You know, we love a good donut, but we're here to tell you there's a new office and party snack in town.
That's right. Milwaukee Pretzel Company now offers catering for pickup and delivery on weekdays.
Order our traditional Bavarian soft pretzel twists or our pillowy bites along with your choice of dips for an exceptional treat.
And you can get 20% off when you use the code catering20 at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
That's catering20 at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
Wow, Matt, you made it through without getting cheesy.
Well, I'm not your average pretzel spokesperson.
And there it is.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. If you're looking to start the weekend right, head to Bubbles and Brunch at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Every weekend from 9 to 1 in Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar, this brunch is anything but basic. The atmosphere is set with a local DJ spinning music to set the mood, while the hotel's acclaimed culinary team offers up a menu of elevated breakfast dishes. Add to the fun with endless mimosas. Experience a brunch that is anything but basic at Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Reservations available online. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility, knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Fleet Farm's got even more Black Friday Now deals for those who just can't wait. Baronet's Radar Hunting Blind is on sale for only $89.99. And get 50 pounds of Safe Step Rock Salt for just $4.99 a bag. Save on 20-pound bags of KT Wild Bird Food, now only $8.99. Plus, get select sizes of whole cashews and mixed nuts for only $5.99. Enjoy these Black Friday Now deals and more at Fleet Farm, home of everything you need for everyday life.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame but those
seeds.
are white. Like
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got some sort of like
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We will get back to your comments, reaction all morning long here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. 800-990-3776. We also will continue talking about the Rashawn Gary extension, 4 years, $107 million, which Gabe said, oh, well, that makes him untradeable.
Yeah, no, he's on the not going to trade him after signing him to a big extension.
We're going to talk to Rob Demovsky in just a few moments, get his take on what happened yesterday, and if the Packers can get better. We put that on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll as well. At this point, do you think the Packers can get better in 2023? Go ahead and weigh in on that one. But right now, time for a little Bucks trivia. Trying to make your morning, if you will. The Bucks. Okay. I do think we need a new Bucks anthem. I love it. Campaigning for that. Let's go out to the line. Samantha in South Milwaukee is up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy to play Bucks Trivia. Gabe, how does it work?
So we have the first caller each day. So from now through November 8th, we're going to ask Bucks fans to call us up. We've got some trivia questions we're going to go through. And the first person to answer correctly each day is going to be entered into the grand prize drawing of 2 lower-level tickets to a Bucks game this season. So you can get tickets. Go check out Dame, Giannis, Chris. All season long, you can get your tickets by just going to bucks.com/tickets. But the caller who gets the question correct gets entered into that drawing for 2 tickets to a Bucks game later this year. Pretty simple. All right, we ready to go, Sam?
Yep, ready to go.
All right. Who holds the record for most points scored in a single game by a Milwaukee Bucks player? Is it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Ray Allen, Michael Redd, or Brandon Jennings?
I'm going to go with Kareem.
Unfortunately, that is not correct. It's Michael Redd, 57 points. You knew that.
Yeah.
Why do you know that?
Because he was the man. He had a beard. That's not a lot of points.
What's that?
That's not a lot of points, though, for a record in a franchise.
57?
Yeah.
You high?
Shouldn't it be 60s to 100?
You remember when Giannis had the 50 burger and that was like a big deal?
There's one man who ever scored 100. The next closest is 81.
Yeah, but there's probably a lot of 60s and a lot of 70s.
Some 60s.
Yeah, in Del Boca Vista. Let's go out to Mitch in Whitefish Bay.
Yeah, it's a nice game.
Mitch in Whitefish Bay is up next.
All right, Mitch, which coach led the Milwaukee Bucks to their first NBA championship in 1971? Was it Larry Costello, Don Nelson, Mike Budenholzer, or Jason Kidd?
I'm going to go with Larry Costello.
Larry Costello is the correct answer. And Mitch has been entered into that drawing to win tickets to a Bucks game later this year.
If this is the Mitch I think it is, we need to hear from Mitch more often. You can call in when we're not playing Bucks Trivia, Mitch.
I love the Bucks Trivia, though.
I hope you win those tickets, pal.
But honestly, you guys keep up the good work. Listen to you guys every morning.
Oh, that's very nice. We appreciate that. I know Mitch has thoughts on the Green Bay Packers, etc., but apparently we're just going to skip over those because we're trying to have one segment this morning, where we talk about something else.
Taking the Jaire Alexander approach.
I don't know.
Didn't have anything nice to say.
I don't know.
Let's just move on.
We have to get to Rob Demovsky. You guys don't want to hear about my haunted house experience, huh?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah? Only slightly scarier than the Packers game yesterday.
When was the last time you were at a haunted house before you went this weekend?
I took Chase and his buddies like 2 years ago to the one in Cedarburg. They have the Haunt up there in Cedarburg, and they do a pretty good job. This is one of the scariest haunted houses in the country, the one that we went to in Salt Lake City over the weekend. Upwards of $200 a pop for VIP, and that means they'll walk you through, they'll get you in, you don't have to wait in line or anything. $40 for the haunted house for just general admission, stand in line, and it was a really frightening experience. And
can they touch you?
No touching. But man, you know what they did do though, guys? Can I tell you one technique they used? They had a head or like a skull on a bungee cord. And the guy would hold the bungee in his hand and he would throw the skull at you. And they knew how long the bungee was. So it would come right to your face and then snap back.
Don't like that.
That's real scary. Yes or no, did Jen pee a little in the haunted house?
You were looking for a little depends afterwards?
I was doing really, really well, but about 40 minutes in, finally something had to give, and that's what it was.
How long did it take to go through the haunted house?
We were there for almost an hour. Yep. And
I suppose for $40, you gotta get
we didn't pay for it. They closed it down for us, but you're saying for everybody else. Yes,
Do you
exactly.
scare easily?
I laugh.
Sounds like Josh, he scares easily. Are you scared of things?
No, I just don't like being scared. That's not a thing I go for.
I like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah, and it's fun to be able to scream. It's such an emotional release. When can you do that?
Yeah, I'm not like Ashley. I'm not a scaredy cat.
Seems like he might be a little bit though.
No.
I think if we're power ranking the staff here,
I mean, I'm leading the charge. You guys are apparently these thrill seekers, these adrenaline junkies. I didn't know this about
See how
you.
quickly he's turning this on us? He's trying to take the attention off of himself and trying to turn it on all of us.
so the guys were making fun of me.
Classic Josh.
Everybody was making fun of me because I kept complimenting the performers. Like after we'd leave a section, I'd be like, "Wow, that was really good. You were very scary. Good job.
Here's a tip. Here
You're
you
very
go."
good at your job." You know, that type of thing. And then they caught me on camera yelling at one of the guys, "You're very talented." Everybody was like, "Jen, shut up." Just appreciate good art, good performance.
I don't scare easily. You scare easily? Some people have a condition like when you come around the corner.
Oh, well,
if you jump out from behind the corner,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that's a trauma
Really?
response.
Some people, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a trauma response, actually, guys.
I mean, you got to be careful because fight or flight could get you punched in the face.
Well, that's what Jess Sims kept saying. Like, how many of y'all get punched? Because people just, their reaction to being scared is sometimes to
punch,
be physical.
Oh, yeah, it's fight or flight.
And they said a lot.
Sometimes it's fight.
Let's put it on the poll. Are you into haunted houses? Obviously, tomorrow is Halloween. It's weird when Halloween's not on a weekend, right? Halloween should always be on a Saturday.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? It should
They
be
always do trick-or-treating on Saturdays or Sundays. in
not
every
always.
neighborhood.
Some places do it on the day of. Some places.
Yeah,
not-
I would say majority, though, kind of for the neighborhood for, kids
Well, like
or whatever.
here, we're having our Halloween party here for the kiddos on November 1st. By then, the moment has passed.
Like Christmas should be 4th of July. Should be on a weekend.
Tough to be on the 4th of July, buddy.
Right? Well, Christmas too.
Right. No.
Okay,
no,
let's think.
No.
What? I know Jesus was born on the 25th, but so was Washington and Lincoln.
They should move
on
Cinco de
the
Mayo to
22nd
weekend,
and
too.
12th, and we do it on a Monday.
What do you think about that, Josh? He said Cinco de Mayo. They should move that to a weekend.
Absolutely. No, I do a Thursday. Can't have everything on a Saturday. Like New Year's
He doesn't
Eve.
get it at all.
New Year's Eve. Have it whenever you want. I don't care. I don't need to go out on
New Year's Eve, whatever. Yes, New Year's Eve is always whenever the 31st lands.
Yeah.
But I like that Thanksgiving is the 3rd or 4th. Fourth Thursday in November. So it's locked in. Can't Halloween be the last Saturday in October?
Well, but again, it's,
All Hallows Eve,
there's
I know.
connection to it. There's a reason it's on that day, and then you have All Saints Day on the 1st. It's all...
I'm just saying Halloween on a Tuesday blows. That's what I'm trying to get
it's terrible. Like Christmas on a Monday last year was awful, wasn't it? Was on a Monday last year.
It's
what?
the dates.
Did you not have a?
No, he missed it all.
You didn't get what you wanted. So Christmas on a Monday sucked.
Santa, you got Cole.
I think the big holiday's Thursday because then you got Friday off. It's all about us.
Well,
right?
you got Monday off with Christmas last year.
It's a Monday.
You would no. You hate Mondays.
I
Getting it
know.
off, you would think would be the best Christmas present ever.
No.
So you'd rather have Christmas on a Thursday, so then you work on Monday.
Probably.
I think we got him twisted up here. He's saying things he doesn't mean.
We got to get to Rob Demovsky. He's going to continue breaking down that Packers game yesterday and tell us what he thinks the future holds for this team this year. Because I'm looking at this schedule, guys, and I am hard-pressed to find, based on how they have been playing, based on the string of suck they have put together, where the next win is for the Green Bay Packers. Rob Demovsky right after this.
Your next hangout spot is found right in Waukesha. The Q Club of Wisconsin is the perfect place to catch a game, play some games, and grab a drink. Bocce courts, dartboards, foosball tables, and of course, pool tables, 10 of them. Plus, the Q Club of Wisconsin has its best fish fries on Wednesdays and Friday nights. And you know they pile it high. Check out live music on Saturday and stop in for brunch every weekend starting at 9 a.m. It's all happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin on North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Visit QClubWI.com or like them on Facebook.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Bunch of accidents around the area. First of all, 94 eastbound at 84th Street on the left shoulder. Another one westbound 94 at 35th Street blocking the left lane. And then one more in Waukesha County on westbound 94 at Moreland. That's off on the right. We've got southbound 43 still dealing with an accident on the right shoulder at Keefe. It's going to be slow pretty much from Good Hope Road solid all the way down past that accident scene. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny and cool, a high of 43. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Can I be Chuck Woolery?
Yeah, Tiny Mike.
Tiny Mike.
Average.
I mean,
no, I want to ask the questions. Tiny Mike.
On 94.5 ESPN. ESPN's #1 source for green and gold information.
What's the biggest mistake that new quarterbacks make? Turnovers. And he hasn't had it.
And mating rituals.
The Shed Aquarium in Chicago was one of my favorite school field trips, and I believe there were dolphins there, but they left that out.
Our most musically inclined and bald guest.
Wow, I'm a little, it's only love. It's only love.
It's Rob Demovsky on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We certainly appreciate Rob's perspective. Maybe he can pull us out of the nosedive that we are doing here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. Good morning, Rob. How are you today?
I'm good, Jen. I don't know that I have good news for you, though, because I was looking at the schedule, and the next game they might win is the Giants, December, whatever that is.
That's what Gabe said.
There we go.
And I said, I'm not even convinced that would happen. And Gabe said it'll be our national nightmare because it's a primetime game.
Monday Night Football.
Unless there is the new rule, they can flex Monday night.
Well, then they certainly will.
Well, the only problem is, I was looking at this. Believe me, I've thought a lot about this. Is I believe the Jets play at home on Sunday, so I don't know if it's going to be possible. So you have to double check the national schedule on that. But I'm almost sure the Jets are home the day before, unless they flip-flopped them, but I think the Jets are playing somebody bad. But maybe, who knows? Maybe that's Rodgers' return to football, and they move it.
So my issue, Rob, is that a few weeks ago when they were losing, and probably shouldn't have been losing, but were losing, I thought, but the good news is this team can get better. And here's what yesterday's game did for me. It took that possibility right off the table. Now I'm looking at this team going, they're bad, and I don't think it's going to get better. Am I erred in that thought?
No, because you would have some hope that maybe it would get better if there was someone who had like a good performance, right? Like if somebody showed signs. But I mean, like look at the stat sheet and the skill players. And I realize, that there's other players than just the skill position guys, but like look at the combined targets for who should be your best two receivers, Dobbs and Watson, and then look at the production with those targets. It was terrible. Like, I mean, what was it like? I mean, Watson was targeted 9 times, or Dobbs targeted 9 times, had 4 catches for 18 yards. Watson was targeted 8 times. I mean, like, that's terrible with the production that they put together versus flip it around to the Vikings guys and, the catch percentages and the yards of that Addison, Hawkinson, and Osborne had. I mean, heck, Osborne, what was he targeted? 10 times, had 8 catches. Like, it's just that shows you that there's just nothing happening for this team. Not even Aaron Jones's return has sparked anything.
Rob, do you think these guys are afraid to go into work today? Because I'm just looking back. If we played a stretch like this or a game like this, we would be so nervous going into the building today, knowing that we're going to get screamed at and this week of practice is going to stink. Do these guys have any of that?
I don't think so, Chewy. Though I mean, we can only know what how Matt LaFleur is with us. It's a little hard to know how he is with the team, but even with us, Mike Holmgren was volatile, right? Like Holmgren would snap at us. Now, LaFleur snapped at Pete Doherty. What was that? Week 3 or 4, I think it was week 4. And that's about the only glimpse in 4.5 years that we've seen that he could snap at somebody. And look, not saying that, he's got to go Bob Knight and throw a chair across the meeting room, but you would like a little bit of fear in your players after performances like this, because what they're doing is just, it hasn't worked. And here's what makes me think that there is no, there is no fear, or there is no, I guess, volatility from LaFleur. Go back and look. You won't find this on any podium, press conference, or any clip. But if you find LaFleur's interview with Larry McCarron that they do on the radio broadcast, and then they post it on the website, it's like a 2.5-minute interview. And literally the last words that LaFleur says, and he's almost downtrodden about it, is, "We're a mess right now."
Which
that's bad, right?
Yeah,
right. But when the head coach's last message, his last words are, "We're a mess right now," whew, that's not good.
Rob, trade deadline is tomorrow. I think the Packers should be taking calls on just about anyone if somebody's interested in that player.
Yeah.
I have very few players that would be on the untouchable list. Who would be on your untouchable list?
Well, let me take this approach, Gabe. I totally get what you're saying. I think you make a valid point. However, you need more players, not less. Like, they need more experience, not less experience. And yeah, okay, fine. You trade Aaron Jones, or, let's say Bakhtiari was still on the roster and you could trade him, or Preston Smith, or, Devondre Campbell, or whoever might be the best trade options. Okay, fine. Then you're just starting over and getting younger. I mean, part of the problem with this team is that they're young to begin with and inexperienced. Like, I realize, there's certain, star veteran players that haven't produced very well, but you can't start over at every position, right? Like, I mean, you have to return something next year that gives you some sort of a base, because I think a part of this team's problem is the lack of experience and the rookie mistakes and the young player mistakes. I know they
but what
said,
about
hey,
the
look,
young player promise, Rob? Shouldn't there be promise from some of these guys as well? You mentioned, like, if somebody has a big game, that's how it gives you that faith going forward. Like, I haven't seen I've not seen a 1 to 2 year jump from Watson or Dobbs in the pass catching department.
Right. And there's not a Jordan Addison, right? Like the Vikings have. It's Jordan Addison, right? It's
Jordan Addison.
Yes. Yeah. Like there's not a like he's a rookie, was obviously a first round pick, but like there's nothing like, oh man, look at that. This is what we could have for a while. So I get you. I understand your point, Gabe. It's hard to be young all the time. And, maybe the difference yesterday until Cousins got hurt was that they had a veteran quarterback and the Packers did not. Maybe it's as simple as the quarterback tilts the field and Cousins obviously is better than Love. So maybe that's why the Dobbs and Watsons aren't doing anything. I don't know. Maybe it is, but they're in a hard spot right now because their roster just isn't very good.
Rob Demovsky hanging out here with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. All right, Rob, let's try for some optimism. What is one area, and I rattled off all of the things, right? Like I said, if you were playing bingo and you had all of these things on your card, it's basically a blackout. Good for you. You win. Slow starts, penalties, drops, missed field goal. Oh, but wait, there was an offsides penalty, so they were able to redo the field goal. That's not going to happen every single time. Poor offensive line play, inaccurate, and it does seem like there is a disconnect yet again between the defensive backs and the defensive coordinator as far as how they want to be defending these opponents. What is one thing they could do this week better that you would be like, okay, they still lost to the Rams, but at least blank?
Can I pull a Jaire Alexander and say, I don't know?
Sure.
Did you guys hear? Did you hear?
Oh, we played it
twice.
Yep, we got it.
I lost count I stopped counting at 5 I don't knows from Jaire. I'm sure there was probably more, but and then I don't know if this was caught on tape, but after kind of sort of broke up, Jaire kind of looked at us and said, I learned my lesson. I'm not getting scolded this time. So clearly he had been
yelled at.
Oh, geez.
Clearly he had gotten yelled at for something that he had said previously. It might have been, he was the one who said, I think wasn't Jaire, was it Rasul the one who said, I guess the defense is going to have to, or I guess the offense is, the defense is going to have to allow no touchdowns to make up for the offense. Right?
See, and if I'm a coach, man, that's not something I'm even going to touch. Okay? Guys should be able to air their frustrations. Guys should be able to speak their mind. You can't reprimand these guys for talking. Go put together a better scheme. Don't waste your time.
Reprimand them for playing, not talking. Right?
But Rob,
that goes back to Chewy's point earlier about being scared to come into work. Reprimand them for what they did on the field, not what they said in the media.
But even Jaire and Elton Jenkins, who are considered to be one of the best at their position, are playing like garbage. So is Jaire hurt, or is he just written this team off already?
I think he's hurt. And I think there's a little bit of both. And look, Chewy, you know this as better than any of us. I mean, there are some guys in a locker room that when things go bad, that they kind of cash it in.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like that is a, shouldn't say that's a fact because I don't know it for sure, but
it's
you've
real.
seen guys. Yeah, it's real. That's a great way to put it because and there's a segment of the locker room, I'm sure, that is battling that, whether they even know it or not in their own mind, is battling that right now. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth, giving them maximum effort for a team that's going nowhere? It's not something that we've seen around here very much. At least I haven't in 27 years of doing this. I can count on one hand the number of seasons where it went like this, but this feels a little bit like 2018. Now, for different reasons. I mean, that the quarterback and the coach hated each other in 2018, and then McCarthy obviously got fired. I'm not suggesting that's the way it's going to go, but that other players picked up on that season, and you could sort of tell that they knew it. And what other players are picking up on now? Maybe it's that the defense doesn't trust and doesn't believe in the offense, and therefore, there could be two effects. One, the defense could be like, all right, the offense isn't any good. We're going to put this team on our back and win the game, which I think they kind of tried to do in the last two games against bad offenses with Denver and the Raiders. Or you could say, well, we're playing our butts off and the offense stinks and we got no chance. It could go either way.
Why on earth were the Packers rumored to be interested in Derrick Henry before the Titans told Henry they weren't planning on trading him?
I had not, corroborated that at all, Gabe. So, we know they were interested in Jonathan Taylor. So maybe they, all that tells me is that, that there's a pretty good chance their running back room will look completely different next year. Both Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon could be gone.
I want to hang with Rob Demovsky for a second here because, Rob, I got a list in front of me. I'm going to rattle off some words.
Okay.
Cincinnati, South Dakota State, Oregon State, Baylor, Nevada, Mississippi, Michigan State, Nebraska, North Dakota State, Virginia. I think you know what path I'm on right now. That is, of course, the colleges that all of the skill position players went to for the Green Bay Packers. Is Goody sticking too much with this small program, peripheral Power 5 thing? They don't have a difference maker, a killer, a dog, somebody that you saw on Saturdays every weekend and went, man, what would it be like to have that guy on our pro team's offense in the future? We were saying you can hit on a few of those guys, right? Donald Driver for me will always be the example of Alcorn State or Alcorn, I think I've been told it's pronounced. But he's got a roster full of these guys. Is that a mistake in philosophy?
The weird thing, Jen, is that if you look on defense, it's Georgia, it's Michigan, it's big schools on defense. Much more so than it is at the skill positions, which is surprising. It's very, very surprising that he's gone that way. And I hadn't thought about it until you rattled that off because, heck, they got how many guys from Georgia on defense? They got Jaire from Louisville. Rashawn Gary is from Michigan, right? Rasul Douglas, I think, I'm pretty sure he went to a Power 5.
Keyshawn Nixon
school.
From South Carolina, Carrington Valentine from Kentucky. You can make the argument that those teams are.
Douglas went
Stokes,
to
was it
Virginia.
Stokes, Washington?
Stokes was Georgia.
Georgia?
Was Georgia.
Okay.
Auburn for
Walker,
Colby
Georgia.
Wooden. There's you're right. There's a disparity there is your point, right?
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's very strange that on defense they tend to go Power 5 FBS, and on offense, even Aaron Jones was UTEP, right? I was picked before. That was a TED pick, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was, yes.
So even that he was not what you would consider a Power 5 or Group of 6 or whatever they call it. I hate college football, so I don't know. I'm sorry.
Shots fired. And look, maybe to be honest with you, maybe me being in the college football space as often as I am during the week has got me focusing on this because I'm seeing the disparity between the talent at these levels and the talent that we are focusing on every week. And I'm wondering why Goody has seemingly made such a commitment to this type of player.
But that's kind of what they've always done, isn't it, Rob? If he's
Dylan went to Boston College, right, Chewy?
Yeah, it's a Power 5. We don't win like a Power 5, but we're a Power
5. But if Goody's a disciple of Ted Thompson, when you look at the receivers they had in the heyday of Rodgers, Greg Jennings was directional Michigan. James Jones was San Jose State. Jordy was
K-State.
Kentucky, Fresno State. Like those are. I don't know if Ted thought he could find something, and obviously he did, found an advantage there, and now he's just trying to continue it in today. I'm not sure.
Difference there was the Hall of Famer under center.
Right. Well, true, and also, maybe Ted was just better at identifying them. That's very possible as well. So, I'm sorry about the college football thing, Jen, but can I just tell you this? In Denver last Saturday night, I was so bored that I turned on one of the Pac-12 games late at night, and I realized to myself, this is the first college football I've watched in years. And I watched the fourth quarter. Who was Oregon playing last? Not this weekend, but last weekend. Washington State, maybe. No, it was USC. It was USC.
Okay. Yeah, and they won.
I watched the end of that game. And it didn't make me want to turn college football.
I tell you what, though, start watching some games on Saturdays, Rob, because they're a hell of a lot better than what the Packers are putting out there.
My theory was I've watched enough bad football on Sundays. I don't want to watch it.
Here's what I'll do. I'll start texting you a list of games. I'll start texting you a list of games on Saturday. Like, hey, if you find yourself with nothing to do, put this on, and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I take that back. I did watch my alma mater play. I went to Ohio U. They played Miami of Ohio in the big rivalry game. It was on like one of the regional sports channels this weekend, and I watched it not just because I cared about the game. I just wanted to see if they showed any shots of campus to see if it had changed much lately.
No wonder you hate college football.
Yeah, Schwabenon's got a good team there, Rob, right down the road.
All right, listen, we appreciate your perspective. Just some food for thought there as far as the philosophy of drafting offensive players. Rob is always good for some insight. You can follow him, of course, on Twitter and on ESPN.com. Gabe?
Best place to shop diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee. Of course, it's only at the Jewelry Center. Their team of specialists will help you bring her dream ring to life. Maybe you're somebody who just doesn't have a clue. I kind of had an idea of what my wife was looking for, and the Jewelry Center helped me. Maybe you don't have an idea. Well, go to her Pinterest board. See if she has anything pinned there. And if she does, bring those pictures into the Jewelry Center, and they will for sure get you pointed in that right direction. You can learn more about the diamond jewelry selection of the Jewelry Center. Shop TJC.com or stop in at any one of the Jewelry Center's 3 locations in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Q Club of Wisconsin is a hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
That's right, Gary. We've got so much going on here. And of course, you know we're your home for green and gold games every week. Plus, book our VIP area for any of your parties, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. And of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I've played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
Well, when it rains, it pours for the Packers. They've lost 4 in a row now following Sunday afternoon's 24-10 loss at home to the Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Love under 230 yards passing with 1 touchdown pass as well as 1 interception. Malafleur after the game, he certainly isn't happy.
You know, just way too many mistakes, penalties, drops, not being able to convert on 3rd down, conversely not getting off the grass on 3rd down, struggles in the red zone.
Another week of practice begins this week as they prepare to take on the Rams on Sunday at Lambeau Field.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Ryan and McGonigal weighing in. Hey, if you find something that sucks for 25 years, you hold on to that.
Yeah, that is very good point.
Because usually the sucking only happens before you get married, and then the sucking just stops.
We're going to get fired.
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
And it's got to be complementary. The rush has to complement the back end and vice versa, and same with offensively and defensively. And it's just like, you know, we're a mess right now.
Reflecting on a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad weekend. It started with the Badgers' loss, which we kind of saw coming. Packers continued it, and the Bucs losing last night as well. That's an O for the weekend. Packers are O for October, which is something I saw in an article this morning, feels very bad right now. And the issue I am having is it doesn't feel like it can get better. I know we're supposed to trust the process. I know there was going to be a learning curve. There were going to be bumps in the road. This feels very, very irreparable. We put it on the poll. Do you expect the Packers to get better in 2023? 79% of respondents so far are saying no. It is what it is. You heard the coach there saying we're a mess right now.
Part of the growing pains is then like, oh, you grow. That's good. Where's the good part? Like, that's when I come back to this, and that this is just a bad team. There's no positive signs from yesterday.
And guys are pressing now, and of course that contributes to when the ball is coming your way, you're like, oh God, no one else has made a play. I got to make this play.
Is this
you know
the
what I mean?
bottom?
Like, it's just
no.
Have we hit bottom?
It can get
Not yet.
so much worse.
Remember, Positive Fridays, 10s unit.
Is that because I'm not here?
No, we want you here because we're going to use electricity.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is done. Wilkie and Tausch is up next. It'll probably be more of the same right now on ESPN Milwaukee.
Bunch of accidents around the area. First of all, 94 eastbound at 84th Street on the left shoulder. Another one westbound 94 at 35th Street.